We're diving into The Last of Us Season 2. Welcome to Screens in Focus, the podcast where we talk about TV and movies. I'm Diana. Sam is here. Hi, Sam. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so glad that you're here because we are going to be talking about The Last of Us. So the finale just aired and we had to hit record. We're going to start with our raw reactions and then look back at what made this season such a wild, heartbreaking ride. All right, Sam, we haven't talked about it. So tell me, what did you think of the finale?
I thought the finale was amazing. I thought it tied things up in a way that just leads us into next season, but doesn't leave I don't know too much up in the air. Like there's a ton up in the air, but it's not things that we needed to know to move forward. It's things to look forward to like next year. All the wolf stuff was like, even though I knew what was happening, it didn't take away from the story. It made it all the more like tense, and it was just so good. I feel like the finale, I could have used about 45 more minutes of it. I wanted everything to just be longer because it was so good. I love that we got to see more of Seattle, and it was nice. Unfortunately, at the very end, we got to see like the wolf, like their whole thing, which just makes me want to, fast forward 2 years so we could find out what happens. Yeah, it was just wild.
It was wild. So my initial reactions were freaked out. Freaked out. I'm like, no. I was like with Ellie yelling the same thing as her. I'm like, did she die? Did she not die? Did she die? Did she not die? I don't know. And I could see it going either way. Like I could see, I don't watch or play the game, so I don't know. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. And every time I think that I've seen the best episode, I wouldn't say this was the best because I still like the ones with Pedro Pascal, but I didn't think that they could go there and that I would be so gripped by the episode, but I was. I was gripped by the episode. There was so much happening in it. Just that relationship between Ellie and Jesse was just sort of examining their different takes on it. Like originally, I thought Jesse was being selfish, but really it was Ellie being selfish. So I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just having these two perspectives. And so I loved seeing that with both of them. I personally thought that the writing was brilliant. I have read other thing where people are not happy, but I think because one, they do know the video game, so they're wanting it to live up to the level that they have in their mind. But me personally, I mean, I didn't say, oh gosh, that couldn't have happened, or why did they put that, or I was just gripped the whole way. That scene in the boat was scary. When Ellie was going across on that boat, I'm like, oh my god. Then she gets to the island with the seraphites and that little kid's all or whatever he does, like offer.
Yeah, he was like,
yeah, basically. I'm like, holy crap.
Are you little shit? Yeah. I'll remember that.
Well, again, now I don't play the video game, but I think that is something about that one of those kids and having to deal with Abby later on. So I think that may mean something to some people, but to me, I'm just like, holy shit, this kid is like grown up in this life and that's what he knows. So
when Abby gets to like the theater, she has like what looks like a dirt ring around her neck, like she was involved with the scars. I feel like you were saying that a lot of people were complaining about the writing and the show.
Yeah.
And The Last of Us 2, the video game, is one of the most divisive things on the internet in terms of like video games and things, because of how you have to play as Abby. Like the next season, we're going to be with Abby a lot.
Yeah.
And she just killed Joel. And you're like, I don't want to be with her. And so I was worried that people were going to have that reaction because it wasn't what they wanted. Yeah. And I know that that's like pretty much like any like Game of Thrones, House, any kind of thing where there's a book with it and people are obsessed with it, there's going to be people who are unhappy.
Yeah.
And it was a concern. Not for me. I don't care. I didn't play the games, but like I know it. I'm just ready. I'm just along for like the ride. And I do think if they can do the first maybe 1 or 2 episodes of like the third season in a way to please those folks, maybe they can bring them back. I say you don't need them, but I'm not the one who's in charge. Like I would make a thing that would make me happy, and as long as I'm making some money and other people are happy, I'm not gonna. Cause you're not gonna please everybody.
Yeah.
But I was telling my husband like earlier, like I'm not into video games. He plays them. Our friends play. They're fine. But this game might be one that I would like really consider playing because it's beautiful. The story is fantastic. Like that's where you get me. You get me with the people. You make it pretty. I don't want to kill dogs, so I probably will skip that. But yeah, and that's huge. Like I'm not a video game person.
Well,
like
I'm not either, and now I'm intrigued. I'm like, holy crap! Might I start playing video games? I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, what do you have thoughts about Jesse? It was fun to see.
Jesse.
Yeah, let's start with Jesse.
It made me sad because I knew it was going to happen, and I was like, maybe they'll change it. But then I was like, well, who are they going to kill? It better not be Tommy. So I was like, the lesser of two evils. But I really liked the stuff we learned about him. That it's almost like how Ellie is so quick to react, quick to think. It's almost he's like the opposite. Like he thinks about things, which is great, and you should think about things, but almost to the detriment of like the community. Like I feel like he's too much Captain America, and that's not that's not real life. Yeah. That's not. It's like there are gray areas.
Yeah,
it made me really sad that he learned he had a kid, and he kept saying, "I'm not going to die out here," and just like, and I felt that it was just so. Like boom, he's dead, and then the episode's over.
I know.
And I'm like, and I know we'll touch upon it. I know we probably will, but it's just another thing to add to Abby's like laundry list, I guess. It made me really sad because
I know, because
he could have gone to New Mexico with that girl.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! You had to bring that up. You're killing me. You're killing me. Yes, he could have had another life. Oh my gosh. But then there wouldn't be a baby. So, I mean, yes, he's not going to be there to watch his baby grow up, but he's going to have a baby. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's going to live on, even though he won't be there. And that's a lot. Some people don't have that. So, and he seemed to be very proud of that. Or not proud, but it was something
he was proud.
Yeah. So I think, that's a good thing. I just thought it was so interesting. Like I said, the conversation him and Ellie were having, and I loved it when he says, we got a community to look out for. And she said, what about my community? I saw my community just beat to death in front of me, in front of my eyes. And I'm like, I loved that moment. I was like, holy crap.
And you can see he kind of like, he's like, he doesn't react to that. He doesn't say like, blah, 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 blah. You know, I think he seems to like soften a little bit on that because she's right. Like none of us can say we would do one thing or another because we're looking at it from the safety of our homes without someone dying in front of us.
Yeah. Anyway, I think what I wanted to say is that it's funny because I'm on the Joel and Ellie train so much, and I realize it'll probably change next season when it's about Abby and seeing her position. But right now I'm on the train, and I still don't understand why Dina was upset with what Ellie told her about what Joel did. Like, it was almost as if she's like, oh my God, he killed everybody.
She lied. So Ellie made it seem like she didn't know why they killed Joel. And I think Dina was more on board with it when Joel was innocent. But Joel killed a hospital full of people, and that's an entirely different scenario. Yeah. I don't know that I would be ready for a revenge mission after learning that they were getting revenge because of something that he had done.
Yeah.
I think it changes things for her entirely.
I'm not saying what Joel did was 100% killing everybody. I mean, he could have hurt people, but at the same time, he was on a mission. He was trying to save Ellie and not let her die because they were just going to kill her.
Yeah, but that's one person. He killed like 30 people. It's a trolley problem.
Okay, but still, I told you I'm on the Joel train. I'm on the Joel train. So I just didn't understand why she was so mad at Ellie. And maybe, I mean, Ellie didn't find out till, later on. It wasn't like she knew her whole life. Sure, she suspected it all this time, but she wasn't confirmed. And so I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that Dina was so, kind of pulling away from her from that. So I don't know. I have thoughts on, of course, I'm sure I'll change my mind. Also, that Abby just killed Jesse and is trying to kill Tommy. She doesn't know if they killed her people. She's just assuming. So she's just reacting also. So what makes that okay? I don't
Oh, it's not
understand.
okay. No, it's not okay, but it's
So
like it's just like a cyclical thing. Like they
yeah,
all just keep doing
yeah,
this to each other.
they
And it's
do.
like
They
and it's
do.
the scars and the it's like
Yeah.
the Seraphites and the wolves. We broke the truce, you broke the truce.
Yeah.
And it's like that's like the issue of like revenge though.
Yes, that's exactly
But
right. You get on this thing and then we see a lot of that in Dead City too, right? People just want
mhm.
revenge and power and whatever it is and they just go, with their gut and they act how, just to relieve that pain and it's not going to work that way. I do also want to
Mhm.
quickly mention it was so good to see Isaac again.
I
I'm like,
know.
yeah, so I was excited that he was back in the episode. I'm like, thank goodness you showed him and then we didn't see him. All right. So as a season, I want to
Mhm.
know what did you have? Do you have a favorite standout moment in all of this?
I love the Battle of Jackson. I thought it was I love like preparedness and I like to see people be prepared. And it was a genuinely tense like whole thing because you're pairing it with Joel dying and that's tense as hell. And then you go here and there's plenty of people that we know and we like and we love and they could be in danger. Plus there's just like a general community of people that we could get to know and like and love. And like the thing that I think the infected like we've seen them like they don't think and it's just so much more terrifying because they're fast
Yeah.
and they just like I don't know. Yeah, that was like my favorite moment. Plus, everyone that I loved made it out, so I was okay with that.
Yeah. So I this is hard because I agree because that's one of my favorite moments because that was terrifying and also so cool to watch visually. I just thought it was so amazing. But I'm also always hit emotionally. So Joel's death hit me hard when that happened and I was in shock because I had no idea. I wasn't even aware that was going to happen. But also the moment that we just saw last episode where he is just the acting that Pedro Pascal does when those tears are coming and as he can't even say anything. He has to let Ellie voice everything and he has to react. And the moments on his face because he's both I think he's so many emotions are going through him because he almost despises himself and what he's had to do and to see it in her eyes but then he's also loving her and protecting her the only way that he knows how and it was just oh Pedro Pascal you're just it for me. I just love you. So
He could do no wrong as well.
yeah, so I don't know, that was mine. So how do you think Ellie's journey evolved post Joel?
I think she stopped evolving. I think she focused on she stays stuck in her revenge, and I don't know that I blame her for that. It's not like a she's 19, her dad just died, she has nobody. But I think once she gets to Seattle and so much stuff happens, like so many like just in the last episode she's on her way to go to the aquarium or the wheel and whale and like she gets to the dock and there's wolves and there's two of them she's like oh I'll shoot them and then a whole armada comes and you're like oh my god and then she's like yeah whatever gets on this boat it's a nasty storm has she ever been in a boat before can she swim there's a huge ass wave washes on shore that little kid like tattletales on her she almost gets like her guts pulled out and
Yeah,
she's like back in the
disemboweled.
water
Yeah.
disemboweled and she's like back in the water and I'm like Dina gave you a bracelet that thing probably only has so
So
much
many
luck
lives.
yeah and like and Dina's probably used a few of them and I just
Yeah.
but at the same time I also understand sort of I'm trying to understand because if my dad was killed in front of me I don't know Like it's
Exactly. I
yeah,
also think, yeah, she's going through a lot of changes, a lot of like revenge mode, but then also trying to protect other people, like when she was trying to help that
that
one
kid.
kid. Yeah. And then also when she didn't know what to do when she accidentally killed
Oh,
Mel. Sorry, thank you. When she accidentally killed Mel when she was killing Owen, if that's correct. But and then realizes that she's pregnant. She's probably thinking, shit, Dina's pregnant. What if this was Dina? What would I want to do? But then not really knowing what to do because I don't think she meant to do that at all. It was just an accident, but of course it was an accident from her doing, but at the same time she wasn't going to kill them until he pulled out his gun and she shot at him. So I mean it's just like,
but they
oh
don't
my
know
god.
that.
Yes, I
Yeah.
know, but it's just all these pieces. I don't think she was intending to kill them. I don't know if she would have or not. Who knows what she would have done.
Mm-mm.
But he did save her. So I think she might have given him the benefit of the doubt because he did help her. Maybe she would have saved him. I don't
But
know.
I don't know. I
But
don't know how you save them though, and then go after Abby. Like I think
yeah,
you have
true.
to kill them.
Well, that's what, yeah, but it's
Yeah,
hard, right? Because we
it's
see
so
her
hard.
teetering as to what's the right thing to do. And you see her, you know, take two steps forward, one step back. I don't know. I don't know, but it's just so, that's why I think the writing is so good. The acting is so
Hmm.
good. No one gives her, Bella Ramsey enough credit. People are too much on the, the wrong wagon when it comes to this because it's not easy to do
She's
what she has
great.
done. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So,
I thought so. Just real quick, like a funny story. About a really sad thing. So my husband and I are watching The Last of Us, and we get to the scene where Mel like reveals that she's pregnant, and she goes, "Can you?" Or she's like, "Remove it." In my head,
yeah.
I went, "Well, the bullet's behind you." And then like Ellie says another thing, and I was like, "She's pregnant," and my husband's like, "Yeah, did you like look at the belly?" And I just like I wasn't like I think because so much else was going on, I wasn't looking. I don't know.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, "You dingus, not the bullet," and that's heartbreaking.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was heartbreaking. Yeah. All right, there were so many themes in here: the grief, the revenge, survival, found family, and we've talked a little bit about it. Is there anything in those themes that stuck with you in watching this whole season?
yeah. I think what was really something that stood out to me was the parallels between the Seattle crew and the Jackson crew because Abby, this episode, Isaac's trying to find Abby because she's supposed to lead the group. And then at the same time, we're hearing from Jesse that he's going to be the next Maria. And that's like a parallel. And then you look at Dina being pregnant. And when Mel was in Jackson 3 months ago, she was pregnant. And if this cycle could continue in 3 months, that could be Dina. And Dina could be shot and 6 months pregnant or
Yeah.
whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just like if we don't break the cycle of revenge, it's just never gonna. You're gonna end up dead. Like everyone's gonna end up dead.
Oh man,
It's
I
really
know.
sad.
So one of the themes that popped out to me, there's so many, and I know we could just dig in, but we're trying to keep this short.
Trying.
I do want to say found family is really important here. And one is Joel and Ellie. That is not his biological daughter at
Mm-mm.
all, but he loves her like it's his biological daughter. And that is what moves me so much. And I believe that it is his daughter. He reacts like it's his daughter, and she reacts like it's her father. And
Mm-hmm.
I love that about them. And I just love all the other relationships too. But I just wanted to bring that up because that just really struck me in the way that both of them react in this whole series and what I love so much. So
So like another just like a common theme is grief and loss. And
yeah,
I feel like when you've lost so much, when you do find your found family, you fight that much harder
yeah,
for it
yeah,
because you know what you have to lose, and it's just all the more heartbreaking.
yeah.
And why I can see from Ellie why she would go after Abby.
There's so much more, but yeah. So I feel like this really explores who is the bad guy, right? Because we see it one way, but what's going to happen in season 3? And in saying that, what is your final thoughts, your hopes, your fears, and what can't you stop thinking about?
I can't stop thinking about the war between the Seraphites and the Wolves. I want to know why it started, like, why the faction? Why are there different pictures of the prophet or whatever she's called, like on there? Like, there are different like murals, and if they, I don't know. It just, I can't wait to just know more about that. I want to know why Isaac thinks he's going to be dead and that other lady is going to be dead. I want to know what the village is. Just all of it. I just want to know more. What about you?
I want to know what happens to Ellie. I really do. Like, is she dead or is she not dead? I don't know. I don't know. And with Abby, I know we're going to learn a lot, but right now I just don't like her at all, like at all. And I know I'll probably change and I'll understand her. But at the same time, I mean, maybe it'll be like Negan, like we talked about, like how much I hated Negan for what he did. But then when you see another side and what they've done, it's, even though Negan did something so horrible and disgusting in that show, it's like now he's redeeming himself. Well, is that how I'm going to feel about Abby eventually? Am I going to see a redeeming quality with her? And so I'm curious because,
I think you will.
Yeah. So we see different perspective. Although, man, she came in hot though. She came in hot. She's killing people that didn't even do anything. Jesse didn't do anything to her and she just shot him. She didn't give him a second.
He's part of the Jackson crew though, and she doesn't know if they're going to shoot her. But I feel like Ellie killed 3 of her friends. And well, technically she didn't kill Nora, but I bet you Nora probably wishes she was dead.
But also she only shot Owen and Mel because they shot at her first. Really?
I know, but Abby has no idea. Abby doesn't know that.
That's right. She doesn't know. She's just going off of revenge mode and going forward. So,
and she looks, she's like, Ellie killed my pregnant friend.
Yeah. I mean, no, that sounds
what a psycho.
Awful. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, heck
Exactly.
Yeah.
But okay, that takes you back to Joel. She doesn't know what was in Joel's head. And when he killed all those people, the only people that we saw was I don't think did he kill the nurses too, or just the doctor?
No, and that's stupid on his part. If you're going to knock off everybody in that hospital, why leave 2 people alive?
But the other people that he was killing, did they all have guns? He wasn't just killing people walking. Okay, so.
He killed the doctor. The doctor didn't have a gun.
But that's because he was going to do what he did.
But I feel like he didn't have to kill the doctor, though. If he wasn't going to kill the nurse, why kill the doctor?
Yeah. I have to go back and look at it and see my thought on that. But yeah, we'll see.
I watched it like 2 weeks ago or whatever. And I was sick or something. I had a headache and just like watched the whole season. So it's very fresh.
Oh gosh. Yes. I love it. So I love this conversation, Sam. Thank you so much for joining me today. That we got to at least get that off our minds, off our chest.
I can start the week super fresh now.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all for taking this ride with us. We can't wait to see what season 3 has in store. Did you say it was going to take 2 years? I'm going to die if it
probably
takes 2 years.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
But I do think we're going to get, maybe they won't do any more of the Ellie story, but I think we're going to get another story from The Last of Us. They talked about Neil Druckmann, I think, said he might do a 4th season, or he might need something else to explore more of The Last of Us. And I'm like, sign me up.
Yeah. All right. So if any of you felt crushed, shocked, or just blown away, remember you can always leave us a comment here or call us at 669-223-8542 or go to our social media and leave us a comment there. You can even email us. You can get to all of that at screensinfocus.com. And and come back for more. We're here. Thank you, Sam. Thank you again for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Yes, definitely. Can't wait for the next one. We are grateful you joined us. We hope we said something that gave you a chuckle, some insight. Follow Screens in Focus at screensinfocus.com. And remember to keep watching, keep exploring, and keep those screens in focus. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.